Dana Witzlinski is in the house, and it's don't forget about the El Popular. Now they've said that they would sponsor it, right?
Yes, and they are donating all of the chorizo for the contest. They have a factory here in East Chicago, and so that's why they wanted to couple with the Ivy Tech campus and promote both the Ivy Tech school, community college, and their company and their product.
Now the family lives locally, right?
Yes, they do.
That lives in owns El Popular.
Right.
And we're gonna put that
Mr.
right
Edward
up.
Garza is
Yes, it's the Garza
owner.
family, and I've met Edward before, and I think
very
so.
nice gentleman.
And I know what you're thinking. You don't say it, okay? The cameraman's going. You think you met him, but you're like confusing him with like 3 other Mexican dudes. That you no, that's not the case. All right? I think I have, but anyways, either that or unless you have a son. But anyways. El Popular is in East Chicago,
Yes,
and
they
that's
are.
on Chicago Avenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on Chicago somewhere, yeah. And there's the sign right here. It's a well-known East Chicago establishment, so they're going to sponsor this contest. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open up the phone lines. 219-845-1100, 219-845-1100. We're not going to talk about the historic moment going on right now because it is, we're 12 minutes away from the closing arguments, possibly in the Mayor Tabay trial, and so most of the East Chicago intelligentsia is over there. Not that I'm stuck with you, but
But you are.
you're stuck with me and anonymous cameraman. But does anybody have a specific way that they eat chorizo that they want to share with us? I mean, what do you do with it? I know there's a lot of Hispanics listening. What do you do with the chorizo? Hey, you're on the air. What's going on? Hey, what's up? Okay, and I'm going to reiterate it because this actually gets taped for East Chicago TV, so I'm going to have to, it's going to sound like I'm repeating everything, but they can't hear you, so I'm going to go with it. Chico Hinojosa, Hammond Councilman, he is a master chef, and he's going to give us a chorizo recipe. So go ahead, Councilman. All right, slow down. All right, we're talking about Mexican pizza. So you basically fry up the chorizo and you throw in some pico de gallo. Okay, go ahead. Okay, let me, why don't you finish that up? So they take the tortilla, you put it on the comal.
On the grill.
On the grill outside.
Oh.
So do you use a standard size tortilla or do you get an oversized tortilla?
Corn tortilla.
Corn tortilla, those little ones?
Mm.
Okay, let me just follow this through for the folks of East Chicago. So you've made the chorizo in the frying pan. You fried that up, okay? You've thrown in a little pico de gallo to spice it. Not that it needs any more spice. What are you doing to yourself, by the way, with that? So anyways, so then you take a tortilla and you put it on the grill outside, not on the comal, my fault. And then when you turn it over, you take this chorizo and pico de gallo bad breath mixture and you put it on the corn tortilla. You let the tortilla kind of harden up into the tostada, and then you throw, or right when you put the chorizo on there, you sprinkle on some Chihuahua cheese, which is the standard cheese for tostadas, correct? Okay, so should we call it can you write on there Chico Pizza? All right, I like Chico Pizza. Is that better? You can say that real quickly. Chico Pizza. Hey, come on over, man. We're going to have some Chico Pizza. All right, Chico, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you. All right, talk to you. And by the way, I've been saying it El Popular. Did you hear him say it? It sounded like, I'm like, what's he talking about? El Popular. So, hey, you're right. There it is. 219-845-1100. Hey, man, what do you do with chorizo? Okay, I gotta repeat it as you say it. So, we're talking about making. The woman says, don't go out and buy the taco mix and stuff. Just get some chorizo and make your tacos that way. So you get a neck bone of. Okay, so hold on a second. You take the pork neck bone and you put it in some water and you make stock, which is basically boiling the neck bone and taking all the little ingredients and making like a pork broth. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to follow this again. So you've made the stock, right? Okay, so the juice in the taco. So what do? You fry up the chorizo. You throw it in the pot with the pork meat.
And some broth.
Okay, so you've really simplified the process. You're just saying. And how do you cook your pork then? Oh, you take the bits off. All right, I get it now. So she puts those bits into the bottom of a pot with. Okay, all right. So the pork stock, along with the bits of pork, and the chorizo. So then you don't need all of the powder ingredients you buy at the store. Okay, so when you make your tacos, what do you put? Like, say you heat up your tortilla on a grill, and then you put the taco meat in there. What normally do you put on your tacos? Lettuce, but no cheeses. Why no cheeses? That's surprising. I get tired of cheese. I haven't heard that ever. I get tired of cheese, and I'll take the other side of that, because I don't ever get tired of cheese. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Cheese is just like, oh, you got some cheese, bring it on over. Or you go to a party and they put out a cheese plate. I'm like, why'd you do that? Yeah, but if they put good cheese out, like sometimes people will put a nice pepper cheese cut into little rectangles or something. All I'm thinking of is I'm going to be stopped up for 2 days, but it's going to be worth it. Oh, you are?
You can buy tickets at any of the Ivy Tech campuses in the business office, and they're $2. Come out and taste all the recipes. It'll be.
Are you going to cook something? Why not? All right, let's ask a caller. There you go. Thanks a lot. What's the difference between Puerto Rican food and Mexican food? Well, I'll tell you one that I know is that every Puerto Rican I ever met has their own recipe for ceviche. I'm not really sure what that is, but it's got kind of a ceviche. Do you know what it is? What is it?
Ceviche is uncooked meat. Actually, it's cooked with a citrus. It's so you use lime juice.
That's what it is. It's got that lime feel, but it's in rice, a lot of them, and I mean they're all different. They go from just like an Indian rice to like a kind of a meat of some sort. And anyways, Puerto Ricans do the ceviche. They do their Puerto Rican rice
Yes.
a little differently because I think they have a lot of lentils in there, right? And the Mexicans don't necessarily always put lentils in there. I mean, this is just my general ethnic stereotyping that I'm doing, which is, I'm sure there's so many people watching it on ECTV going, get over here, listen to this white guy tell us about Puerto Rican and Mexican food. 219-845-1100. Somebody call in and save me. Once again, it is September 24th, and in about 3 minutes, at the federal courthouse, they're scheduled to go to the final arguments of George Pavet's trial. Listen to WJOB throughout the day for updates on what's going on. And they close the doors in 3 minutes, so I'm not going to be able to get over there and watch it. Griffith at Munster tonight, we're pretty sure we'll go off with that, but we will stay around for any verdicts if indeed the jury started to deliberate. Let's just summarize here. Tell us once again about this chorizo
cook-off.
There you go.
El Popular and Ivy Tech have combined to sponsor this chorizo cook-off. You have to enter an original recipe. There are a bunch of students from all of the different Ivy Tech campuses submitting recipes and participating in the contest. They're $2 a ticket. It is on October 15th.
Are we able to, if you show up, can you eat it?
Yes, that's what the $2 ticket is for. You taste all of the different entries, and then there will be 5 judges who will pick a winning recipe. The winning recipe goes on to the El Popular's website, and you get I believe, a $100 prize for the winning recipe.
Secret ingredients can be prepared at home, but actual recipe will be prepared on Friday, October 15th. So you got to prepare it here?
In the kitchen at the school.
Oh, so you can bring like your secret ingredients?
Sure.
Does that make anybody else just a little bit, whenever I hear secret ingredient, I'm not always sure that I want to know what you're talking about. You know
Mine
what?
is I don't wash my hands.
Yeah, exactly.
No, always wash your hands. Always wash your hands.
It has a special secret ingredient. You know what? Exactly.
Several times.
Yes, exactly. And everything will be. It's
Everything
a licensed
will be sanitary,
kitchen.
absolutely,
and everything. So what you'll do is you'll bring your stuff there, and you'll
sanitation
make it
guidelines must be followed.
Yeah, there you go. But it's the word whenever you're like and somebody makes something for you, or not so much in a restaurant, or you come over to somebody's house and they go, hey, it's got a secret ingredient, and you're like, hey, dude, why don't you keep it secret, all right? Because if it's something I don't like, I don't want to know because I like it. Unless, of course, it's a brownie and they say it is a secret ingredient. That's a joke, all right?
I got it.
All right. I mean, we didn't have any. I mean, we talked about this, and we once again, East Chicago. Thank you guys for listening and watching. But throughout the day, there is obviously much bigger news in East Chicago, and we will follow that. By the time the folks in East Chicago watch us, everybody will have known what happened. But right now, we don't know what happens. And I've said today several times that of all recent trials that we've covered, this one to me is, closer. And as a sports guy, I don't really know. I think from the Fed's batting average, they're definitely the favorites here, but, does the underdog have a chance on this one? Certainly. So we're waiting just like everybody else. Dana Wichlinski,
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in, and you did an admirable job in kind of a tough situation right here, but I appreciate you coming in and doing that. All right, guys, it's the Veterans up next, right here on AM 1230 WJOB.